Welcome back to 101 Sports. I'm Christine Williams. The NFL is in full gear and the Fall Classic is back again. But even us sports fans realize the biggest story in the United States is the presidential election. While Barack Obama and Mitt Romney have debated America's biggest issues, we started wondering why there's no one to fix the problems we face in sports today. Until now. 101 Sports is proud to host the first ever President of Sports debate. Our two candidates, host Joe DiRienzo from New Jersey and host Curt from Massachusetts, will field questions from our audience on how they would run the American sports scene. We have our first question for candidate Leston.
Good evening. My name is Tim Kraus. I'm an undecided voter from Boston, Massachusetts, and a diehard hockey fan. As president of sports, how would you fix the NHL lockout?
Well, Tim, first let me say, great tie. Let me answer your question with a story. On one of my last rallies, I went to Bath, Maine, and I found a little boy who had just bought his first pair of hockey skates. And he looked at me and said, "Sir, can you please bring hockey back?" And I said, "Son, I will do that. I will do that for you."
10 seconds.
That's
I'm going to hold you to an answer, Mr. Leston here.
I will fix hockey.
Okay. Host DiRienzo.
Well, let me first start by saying this is a great question, and candidate Leston did try very hard to answer your question, but he got a little stuck in his story. Now, here is the actual issue in the NHL. The players and the owners are very far apart, and they do not realize that they are not in a position to wait like this. They are not a popular sport in the United States right now.
10 seconds.
5% of the population cares about the NHL. 5%. They need to get this fixed. The owners need to give the players a little bit more money. The 50-50 split is not as even as they're making it sound.
And your time is up, candidate DiRienzo. And we have our second question for candidate DiRienzo.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm Matt Krause, an undecided voter from Alexandria, Virginia, and as a big baseball fan, I would like to know, would you allow the admittance of players who are suspected of using performance-enhancing drugs into the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Thank you. That's another great question. Now, here's the issue with performance-enhancing drugs. Yes, they happened. They've been happening since the 80s. It was a big issue. We can't ignore the fact that it existed. Baseball Hall of Fame is split into many different exhibits. So my proposal is to create a steroid-era exhibit. Show that there were players that did this. They had the stats to back up how great they were.
10 seconds.
Show that they used steroids. Also show that there were players like Ken Griffey and Derek Jeter that did not use steroids and were still just as good.
Candidate Leston.
Well, once again, a phenomenal question on your part. I think we need more kids like you who aren't afraid to ask the hard-hitting questions. Now, I have a 5-step plan to fix this issue. Now, Hall of Fames across the world, they should be very important, and we should hold them to that importance. Now, it's not the Hall of Very Good. It's the Hall of Fame. It's the Hall of Greatness. And I will make sure that the Hall of Greatness remains the Hall of Greatness. Great players will get in. The very good ones won't. I have a 5-step plan, and I intend on making this happen.
All right. Thank you, candidates. And that concludes our presidential debate.
I think it's pretty good. Yeah, well, hey. That's all the time we have for today's show. But make sure you cast your votes for the president of sports, this guy right here. Go to our Facebook page searching 101 Sports and let your voice be heard. Be sure to like us while you're there and follow us on Twitter at 101 Sports.
Be sure to vote for the person that actually said something in this debate. And also check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/101sports.
For all of our producers and crew here at 101, thanks for watching. And remember, I won. And until next time.
Vote for Joe. Whose side are you on? George Joe, 2012.
I don't have a running mate because I'm all good by myself. I can handle the job. I don't wear pink ties.
I don't wear purple ties.
It's a combination of red and blue, so I'm on both sides. I am
I
very
pick a side
equal.
of arguments.